What happened? He had an 87 static score. I believe he lost this during practice. In fact, I think that Werner may have a clip of this airplane later. Bill Harris's award-winning Royal Canadian Air Force aerobatic F-86 from a Bob Violet kit, uses a Bob Violet 81 engine, 12.5 pounds. This airplane does haul, and Billy does fly it well. You watch this takeoff. Remember, gyros were not allowed at the Masters. Nice and straight, little correction to the left. And look how smooth. And that's the way you're supposed to do takeoffs. I knew Werner wasn't going to miss those tanks. I knew that. This is a Mark 6 F-86, Canadian-built F-86 Sabre. Billy comes in from Crystal City, Missouri, and finished 13th. Now, what do we got here? This looks like Mike Hatfield's cap. Yellow aircraft. Yep, that's what it is. Yellow aircraft cap 10B. 32nd place with 88 static points. That was a smash and go, we call it, or something other than a touch and go. Here's his landing, I believe, once or twice, I think. Yeah, this is the one that lands a couple of times, right? No, that was a pretty good one. Pretty airplane at cap 10. Yellow aircraft. Nice turnout. 32nd place, 15 pounds, Super Tiger 3000. Mike Hatfield. Here we have Bruce Bender in from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, with his 88-inch Spitfire powered by a Super Tiger 3000. Good looking airplane. Real good looking. Wound up in 30th place, 88.5 static points. There's that turn I was talking about. Why we got to do that so quick, I don't know, but that loses points. But what a majestic airplane. Look how pretty.
The gentleman standing next to me is Mr. Charlie Nelson from Berlin, Massachusetts. And Charlie always flies Wacos. And Charlie, I've heard you say yourself that you just love Waco airplanes. Why?
Well, the Waco cabin airplane to me is kind of like looking at a group of women. You like the one in the middle, but you don't care for the one standing either side of her. And that's the way I feel about the Waco cabin biplane.
Charlie, the designation of this airplane is a mouthful. Would you tell us what it is and how it came to have that letter and number designation?
The Waco aircraft were all numbered using a letter and number system. This particular aircraft is a VKS-7F. The V stands for 260 horsepower Jacobs engine. The K is the basic airframe. The S, it's a standard cabin model. The 7, it's the 7th variant of the cabin model. And the F, this aircraft is equipped with mid-chord type flaps in the top wing.
Bet you didn't know that. Charlie, in Top Gun, you tend to come in between 5th and 7th place, and in Scale Masters, generally just outside the top 10. Are you planning on changing that this year?
I have always had my sight set on the 10th place trophy. That is my aiming point. I will settle for the 10th place trophy. If I can gather any trophy ahead of number 10, I would be extremely happy.
Charlie Nelson from Berlin, Massachusetts, thank you very much and best of luck at this year's Masters.
Well, thank you very much, Werner. Nice to talk to you.
Charlie's Waco is 16 pounds. It looks like it's a lot bigger, but 16 pounds, flies an OS-91 Surpass, 77-inch span. He's got an upholstered interior in this airplane, anti-collision lights, position lights, retractable landing lights. He really did go to the nth degree to make this airplane do well. 12th place, 93 static points. Charlie Nelson from Berlin, Massachusetts. This is a Balsa USA Cub that someone put a demo on with. I did not see this demo in its entirety, so I can't say too much. The Cub is kind of pretty. It's yellow. Landing gear looks a little too short, I think. Nose looks too long. Flies like a Cub, doesn't it? That could be real. This is a big airplane. It looks like a third scale. Most guys power them with a 3-cuber of some sort, whether it's a Quadra 50 or even a Zenoa G62 sometimes.
Mark Enderby with Tulsa, USA, flying at a new 1/3 scale J3 Cub.
I guess there's not too much can be done with a Cub for demonstration purposes other than possibly figure 8s and stall turns. Well, I guess we could do a half-hearted loop there, can't we? Yes, we sure can. I believe that Balsa USA is the only company offering a 1/3 scale Cub in kit form. I do know they fly very, very well. I've flown several here in Florida. You can just about do anything you want with them. I prefer the clip wing version myself, making it more aerobatic. Let's watch this guy's landing here now. Looks good right now, doesn't it? Let's see. Well, it's not too bad. There, it looks real good. Doc Keith, Madeira, California. Madeira is where the big race was held a few months ago. This is an Ike D3A-1 Val. This is modeled after a Val that actually attacked Pearl Harbor. For those of you who don't remember, that was in 1941. This is a 94-inch airplane, weighs 25 pounds, powered by a Super Tiger 2500. Doc completely scratch-built this airplane. Drew his own plans. This is, I think, the third Masters Doc has been in. He flies this airplane real well. 92 static points and wound up 16th overall. Ooh. Thanks, Kent, for ducking down. Here's a look at the pit area. Not quite, like I said before, not quite as attended as Masters have been in the past. A few little bleachers, possibly a couple of hundred people in attendance right there. Don't know what happened, if the weather was bad or windy or cold or what. But the pilot sure had a good time, I can guarantee you that. Lots of food, swap a few lies. Bob Olson, fresh from his midair at the qualifier, put a new paint job on this airplane, fixed it up, new cowl, end model P-47 from an old Burt Baker kit, which is now Yellow Aircraft, of course. One of the finest flying P-47s you can buy. Big wide landing gear. Little abrupt takeoff there, Bob. He flies it smooth. 87.5 static points. Finished in 37th place. Really a pretty airplane on final. You got to slow it down a little bit, though. They come in a little bit hot. They still land well. What can I say? About 35 degrees of flaps. Now, this is an unusual airplane. This is Jim Hiller's Puss Moth. Or is it Puss Moth? Well, it's a moth of some sort. It's a scratch-built airplane. We asked him his wingspan on this airplane. He said it's about 7 feet, and it weighs about 8.5 pounds. And it flies with something like an OS-61. Two-stroke. 40th place, 84 static points. Why the low static, I don't know. I wasn't in the judges' circle, but looks a bit long there, I will say that, but that could be Werner's new long lens. I'm not sure. Ooh, weather vane into the wind. Jim's out of Spokane, Washington. Qualified in Idaho for the Scale Masters. Nice Messerschmitt there in the background. Charlie Chambers, P-51 Mustang. Big, beautiful doll from a Dave Platt kit. This is probably the hottest airplane on the circuit in the last couple of years, with the exception of the Lewis Sky Raiders. Charlie does a bomb drop that is nothing less than magnificent and realistic. Here's Charlie, the one in front with the big belly. Charlie flies for TWA. in his spare time. Here's that bomb drop. Werner got this one right on. He even staggered. Whoa, Werner. Check out the cooling door in the back of the scoop being open to let air through. Nice slow roll, Charlie. Charlie wound up third. Some people say he had it won for a while, but somehow Diego eked him out with a extra good flight. Very realistic. Moki 2500 powered. Third place this year. Burt Baker's BT-13, new kit. Super Tiger 2500 powered, fixed gear, primary trainer. Look for it soon. Here we have Paul Munninghoff's Citabria. This is from a SIG kit. 76.5 static points, kind of low. In fact, I think maybe the lowest in the event, unfortunately, but still a pretty airplane. He flies it well. In fact, the only criticism you can make is maybe that it almost blew off one of Violet's F-86s, but other than that, he flies it real well. 47th place. Little hot, yeah, I would say. But yet, look at that, well, good landing a couple times there, Paul. Or is this a touch and go? Very good touch and go. I see these wings wobbling back and forth. I don't know if the wind was bad that day or if, oh, here we go. I don't know. Still a pretty airplane. A SIG Citabria, 7 3/4 pounds with a Vico 61. Here we have Olin Trineri's pits. This is the 5th Byron pits he's built. Good looking airplane. 91 static points, by the way. He finished in 49th place. He would go on later to lose this airplane with the best recorded interference or hit